Well, in hopefully what is the last instalment of my electronic ignition fun, I'm using an old original Crow because I had to take the nice little digital one back to work. But this is the signal from the orange electronic ignition, and this is the signal of this black one here. And so this is on 2100 RPM, which would be about 4200 or 4300 and something. That's on about 2172 RPM is what it's saying. And this is the same. We're switching between, that is the new and that is the old one. And as you see, they look quite different. Now, if I wind this revs back, to what would be an idle, about so there, and we back off. Okay, so there's the replacement one that wasn't working, and there's the one, the new one. There's the new, old. These both. I'll separate them out. So let's go in. No, we'll go for here. So the lower one is the original. There is strobing on here, but that's a straight line from here to here. It's a strobing that's and also from here to here. So the length of the pulse is different where the contact is closed. They're both being fed. So what I've done is I have the distributor being spun here as before, come down here, and I've run this unit here down to this, but I've also picked off out of there and run those two to this one, and then I've got 12 volt feed onto this, and there's 12 volts being fed to the there's 12 volts being fed from here up through the blue wire into this module, and there's 12 volts being fed onto this terminal here, and I'm picking off on channel 2 here, and I'm picking off on channel 1 here. So they're the negatives. And we can see that they are noticeably different. If we look, this one's starting here. This is the older, the replacement one that didn't work, and this is the beginning of the new one that is working. And they both go to more or less the same cutoff point. And then this one has this tail on it, whereas this one has this blip down here. So if we go in here, can't really, the sweep, there we go. No, I can't really see that. But if we go single mode rather than dual, they are distinctly different. Let's just slow that down, speed that up. Yeah, that's probably about. Okay, so on this one, if I position, move that over, we can see how different the output is, and I'm going to assume that the differences in those are enough to make a substantial difference in terms of the vehicle running. So if I had the other nice little digital one, it'd draw it all much nicer, and I'd have a longer scale across here, and you could see it properly, and I could also run an analysis on it, and it'd tell me what the amplitude of these things are. But the bottom line is they are substantially different, and I'm going to assume that that substantial difference would be enough to cause us very different performance on the engine. So I'll put this ignition back into the car. Now I've satisfied myself, and I can strip this whole experiment apart and get my mill back to a point where I can just use it as a mill again. There's the whole setup, and I've actually got a job for the mill now, so I better stop it. Okay, that'll do for this.